What's up, guys? This is your girl Brianna Javine here with Geek Plus Magazine. We have a new series, Investing in Your Success Sidebar. Today we have here most hardworking entrepreneur, talented and creative, Mr. Frankie Wilson.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today we're going to talk about your entrepreneur journey.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and get into it. Tell us about your business and how long have you been an entrepreneur?
So I would say that I've been an entrepreneur. Well, honestly, the first time I was bit by the entrepreneur bug was, I'd say, about 8 years old, which is really weird. I remember as a child being in the house seeing a commercial of these people that had their own family business. It was an Italian family, and they just kept on talking about the family business, the family business.
Right.
And at 8 years old, I'll never forget, I was like, well, I want a family business. I want to be able to, and I had some understanding of what that meant, even then, that I wanted to have a company where I could employ my brothers and sisters, my family, and even their families going forward, and I can give it to them. And so from that point forward, I mean, throughout my childhood, my teenage years into adulthood, I've always done something to work in entrepreneurship, from selling candy in high school to doing haircuts and also adding candy, food, drinks, and all of that. And when I was in college, to working as a musician, and then helping to manage a band and making money that way. I started a staffing company when I first got out of college, undergrad. And I mean, now I have VM Communications, which is primarily a media content company. So we create content for people that's on radio, mainly audio content. We also do some video. We started with video, but we mainly do audio now. I also work as a speaker. So I travel nationally as a speaker, and so Mr. Frankie Wilson is a brand and a company as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get started with the speaking portion?
You know, I had spent a long part of my life. I love to introduce myself as, hi, I'm Mr. Frankie Wilson. I've lived 1,000 lives.
Right.
Yeah, and so I lived a part of my life as a singer, as a musician, as all of these different, as an accountant, as all of these different things. And I realized that one of the things I found the most fulfillment in doing was speaking. Not just speaking though, but being able to speak to inspire, encourage, and transform. I like to call myself a transformational speaker because that is the point of every time I step on a stage to speak to someone, is I want to help them get to a point to where they can see what's going on in their lives, and it brings them to a point of realization that they need transformation. Through that they can grow and do better things. Mantra is, if you own your actions, then you can create your experiences. So, yeah.
And how do you accomplish your goals in business?
In business, you know, business is pretty rudimentary. It is, you know, there are boxes for business. So when it comes to establishing goals financially, as far as your marketing and advertising goes, I got an MBA right after coming out of undergrad, and I was a business major, business and communications major in undergrad. Cool. And shout out to Prairie View A&M University, our campus out there.
Look at you.
I learned a lot through there, and so there are some things that you'll always do when it comes to business. You always have some form of sales that you have to work on. You always have some goals with, like I said, marketing and advertising, finance, how to be able to grow. So there's always going to be some process in that I keep. But when it comes to the success part of it, because you can do all the things and still not have success. I teach this a lot, is that there are two main things that help me to push through and figure it out, even when I don't know. And that's being committed to whatever it is that I'm trying to do, as well as being disciplined. And that's a big part. There's so many people that have that are small business entrepreneurs that have hobbies that they love to make a business, and they don't have the discipline. So my commitment and my discipline to whatever the focus is for my companies is what really keeps me accomplishing goals, no matter what.
So what continues for you to strive and keep going? Like, what gives you that motivation?
Well, you know, I learned a long time ago that it has to come from within. You know, your motivation, and gratefulness is a really big motivating factor. I'm extremely grateful. I said it when I first walked in. I'm really grateful to be here. And I learned that there was a point where I was not so grateful. In fact, I was one of those people that always felt like life was happening to me as opposed to life happening for me. And so because of that, I always saw what was going wrong in my life. And that can cause you to become really stagnant.
Right.
When you're distracted, you can't move forward. No one can move forward when they're distracted by something else. It slows them down or it stops them in place. So what I had to do was remove those distractions by focusing on the things that move me forward. And gratefulness is one of those big things that helped me to move forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, with that being stated, for you to stay focused, because you sound like you're involved in a lot of things.
A lot of stuff going on.
So do you take time to yourself and just regroup and then come back to it so you can remain focused and remain grateful and things of that nature?
So I have to put things in small points of my life throughout the day, every day, because I move so much.
Right.
My day will start at 6 a.m. and it will end at 1 a.m. Literally, just about every day, 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. I'll be truthful.
Okay, long days.
Yeah. And so in between then, I may have audio that I listen to that's filled with encouragement. I may have a song list that's like to get me in a certain frame of mind, in a certain state for wherever I'm going, whatever I'm going into. I have prayer. I read a lot. I love reading.
Okay.
That's so funny that I can say that now.
Yeah.
But I love, my mother would love me for it. My mom was an English teacher for almost 30 years, so my mom would love me for that. I love reading, Mom. And, I do those things throughout the whole day. I listen to audiobooks throughout the whole day, videos, audio, all of that good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what does a day for Mr. Frankie Wilson, what does it look like for you as far as an entrepreneur? What does a day look like?
Sure. So I have a ritual, and I think it's very important that people have some rituals that help to put them in their peak state.
Okay.
If you don't have one, I would suggest that you think hard about what are the things that you want to do, what's the state of mind you have to be in order to accomplish those things, and then find the things that can surround and create that frame of mind and that state of being.
Okay.
So for example, if you want to work out, and a lot of times people don't like to work out. I'm not the biggest fan of doing it, but I do it.
Right.
But I have a song list because this song list gets me going. It gets me active no matter what. It causes me to push. It brings out certain things, and so I utilize that. So the first thing I do when I wake up is I start with my ritual, right? I say my prayers in the morning to be grateful for the day.
Right.
I take a shower because I like how it feels when I feel fresh
Right.
every morning. Yeah, and I do the
Right.
grooming thing. But I also have audio that I listen to every morning when I start, no matter what.
So does it start at home or does it start in the car?
It starts at home.
Okay.
It starts at home. It moves into the car, and then it goes to wherever I'm going. Whether I'm consulting, I'm in a meeting, I'm performing, speaking, or if I'm in the studio. It always starts at home first.
Okay.
Those are the core things that I do, and so I'm feeding my mind and getting my mind set on whatever things I need to do and motivate myself to be in that peak state. Yeah.
Because I know certain times for me too, I like to get focused. I like
Sure.
to slow down a lot as far as everything that's around me.
Yeah.
And I do not listen to no music or anything. I just focus, say your prayers. So I definitely agree. I like that.
One of the other things is breathing.
Okay.
You mentioned slowing down, and I didn't mention that before, but that's a big, big thing for me. I learned the importance and the value in breathing in order to slow down and silence everything else.
Yes.
And when you come out of that, it puts you in this place to where you're able to see things for what they are a little more than before, and you're able to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so, what are some new, what's some future things for you?
So right now I'm really still building the Mr. Frankie Wilson platform.
Okay.
As a speaker, I'm getting ready to have one of the biggest opportunities that I've had so far. I'm speaking at Amazon. Coming up in thank you so much, in about another month. And I'm grateful for every opportunity that I've had, from speaking to the tiny kids to the executives. But I'm really building that brand. I have a book that I've been working on for about 2 years now. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get that out. Yeah, and I'm helping to build now a lot more of what I do. I'm a principal at Zoe Communications, which is a marketing and strategy agency.
Nice.
Headed by Felicia Benton, the wonderful Felicia Benton. I'm grateful for being a part of that now. So I'm also helping to move that vision forward as well. Yes.
Okay, so where can we keep up with you as far as social media, websites?
Well, I try to keep it easy.
Okay.
I am Mr. Frankie Wilson. That's it. People don't use Mr. anymore. I don't get it. But yeah, you can call me Mr. Frankie Wilson. That's a part of why I did it too.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm big on respect and honor to other people. So I feel I deserve it as well. Mr. Frankie Wilson on any and every social media network. Mr. Frankie Wilson is the name of my website.
Okay.
If you want to be able to get to what I do through VM Communications, through my radio show Inside Gospel, through the 501c3, the Giving Project, where we feed up to 1,000 people every year, 250 families, 4 or more, through a lot of the, as well as other things that we do. All of that stuff, videos, audio, all of that. Mr. Frankie Wilson is the way to catch me.
Okay, you guys heard it here. Mr. Frankie Wilson. Make sure you tune in. He has a lot of amazing things that we talked about today. And thank you so much. I appreciate you coming through.
Thank you so much for having me again.
No problem.
I'm appreciative.
And so, as you guys know, this is Brianna Jamine here with Geek Magazine. Investing in your success, INYS Sidebar. Thank you and have a great one.